If you get the Princess Premier Package, one of the benefits is that you get reserved seats to the theater, and hey, that's a pretty good deal, right? Well, hold on a minute. The devil is in the details. I've got 5 reasons why this perk may not be as perky as it seems. Thanks for watching today. I'm Jeff. This is Backroads Tourist. The Princess Premier Package is one step above the Princess Plus package, and at $80 per day as of this recording, it's also $20 per day more expensive than the Plus package. But you do get a lot of benefits. You get Wi-Fi for 4 devices, gratuities are taken care of, drinks up to $20 each, 2 specialty dining meals, a chance to win prizes, the list goes on. And one of those perks is reserved theater seating. Personally, I've never been a fan of this benefit, and once I started looking into it, I liked it even less. In fact, if I had the Premier Package, I probably wouldn't take the reserved seats. Here are 5 reasons why I don't think it's much of a benefit at all, and the last reason is one that may surprise you. First of all, this perk only applies to the production shows. If you go to see any of the other shows, the guest artists, the comedians, the magicians, or variety acts, there aren't going to be any reserved seats waiting for you. Secondly, the block of seats they reserved may not be great seats. On one cruise we were on, they were up and off to one side of the theater. On another cruise, they were on the main floor, but they were in the last 2 rows. My wife and I have our favorite part of the theater to sit in, and if you do too, you're probably going to find that the reserved seats aren't in that section. We try to get to the theater about 20 minutes before showtime, and we usually don't have any trouble finding seats in our preferred neighborhood. Reason number 3, you are not guaranteed a seat. A block of seats are reserved at each production show, and it's first come, first served. I don't know how many they typically reserve. I haven't counted, but let's say it's 100 seats. If you're the 101st Premier Package holder to walk into the theater, that benefit isn't going to do you very much good. In fact, in the terms and conditions, it clearly states that Princess is not responsible if a Premier guest does not get a reserved seat. The 4th reason is what I like to call the awkward factor. As the theater starts getting full, people start hovering around the reserved seats, waiting for them to be released to the general public right before the show starts. And when they are, it's a mad dash for the seats. Now, imagine that you're someone who's using your Premier Package privilege and sitting in a reserved seat, and you have a mass of people standing next to you just waiting for the signal. I think it would be kind of like when you pull up to a red light and there's a person with a sign on the median, and you don't want to make eye contact, and you feel awkward, and you just can't wait for the light to turn green so you can go. Yeah, kind of like that. And finally, the 5th thing you should know about this benefit is something that I just briefly touched on. If there are open seats before the show, they will be released to the rest of the passengers. Now, in the 2 sailings I've been on where this happened, they usually did that about 5 minutes before the show started. But, and this is something that kind of shocked me, if you read the fine print in the terms and conditions on the Princess Premier Package, it says, and I quote, "Guests must arrive at the theater 15 to 30 minutes before showtime to select seats. Such seats will be released to all voyage guests starting 15 minutes prior to showtime." End quote. Now, if you look at that wording, it doesn't say that the seats may be released, it says that they will be released. I haven't seen that. It's always been 5 minutes before the show. But I would think that if someone who didn't have a Premier Package wanted to argue that they should be allowed to sit in the reserved area 15 minutes before showtime, well, they might have a pretty good case. So if you have the Premier Package, don't think that you can just waltz in at the last minute and get a reserved seat, because hey, that may not be the case. So what do you think? Is this really a benefit? According to the fine print, you still have to get to the theater 15 to 30 minutes early, and depending on how many Premier Package holders are in there, you may or may not get a seat in a section that you may or may not like. On the other hand, I know from experience that we can show up about 20 minutes before the curtain rises, find seats in our favorite part of the room, and do some people watching or chat about the day until showtime, all without the premiere package. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I'd love to hear your take on it. Hey, do your buddy Jeff a favor and like this video and subscribe to the Backroads Tourist channel. I would appreciate that more than you know. Thank you so much for watching today. I'll see you on the Backroads or on a future cruise.